I want you to think about this for a second. What if Marvel and DC were part of the same world from the very beginning? Two universes, two legacies, and two juggernauts that have defined superheroes for generations. But what if they were never separate at all? What's up, brothers and sisters? You know what we're here, you know why you're here. Let's get into it. So to understand this, we have to rewrite history. In our world, DC was born in 1938 with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman leading the charge. Meanwhile, Marvel exploded in the 1960s with Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. But in this alternate reality, these heroes coexist from day one, which means there's no more DCEU, there's no MCU, it's all just one big universe, alright? This changes everything, not just the heroes, but the entire world. Would Superman's presence prevent Spider-Man's tragic origin? Now, we all know it wasn't, because it was Batman that caused Spider-Man to go to the MCU, but we're not going to get into it, that's a different video entirely. Would Gotham City's corruption bleed into Hell's Kitchen? And most importantly, how would the people react? Like, you imagine, just in Marvel's world, superheroes are hated and feared. Mutants, vigilantes, even the Avengers face government restrictions despite their astonishing qualities. But in the DC's world, superheroes are considered demigods among men. The contrast between these two ideologies would create endless tension and would be really interesting as a story. Let's keep that in mind. If Marvel and DC shared a universe, one thing is certain. The Justice League and the Avengers, if they ever coexisted, would never see eye to eye. Think about it. Superman believes in leading by example. Captain America fights for the people. Batman is a control freak. Iron Man is an arrogant futurist. These teams don't just have different powers, they have opposing ideologies. Now, would the Justice League stand as an untouchable world police? Or would the Avengers resent their dominance? Or would it lead to an all-out war between these titans? Speaking of titans, where would the Teen Titans come in? Would they exist in this universe? And would there be a different creation of different titans? Because would there be crossbreeding between the Avengers and the Justice League? Like, you just imagine like Iron Man getting Wonder Woman. We're not even going to go there. And of course, we have to remember, if Nick Fury and Amanda Waller shared the same world, you'd best believe they'd never trust each other. But there's an even bigger consequence to merging these universes. Namely, the villains. Imagine a world where Darkseid or Trigon and Thanos exist at the same time, where Brainiac's artificial intelligence collides with Ultron's mechanical hunger, a world where Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn are rival CEOs, each manipulating the government in their own way. Wouldn't that be cool to see? Would Marvel and DC heroes ever be able to keep up, or would their worst enemies become unstoppable? Now, here's where things get even crazier. If Marvel and DC shared the same universe, there is no MCU versus DCEU, because there is no competition. Would Disney own it all? Would Warner Brothers turn everything into gritty epics? Would we get Infinity War with Superman fighting alongside Iron Man? And of course, there's always the consideration. Would this entire universe collapse under its own weight? What's the final answer? Would a Marvel DC shared universe be the greatest thing to ever happen to superheroes and fandom alike? All you fappers out there enjoying your time having your Superman and Iron Man fighting together because you're weird? Or would it be an absolute disaster? Like I think it would, because they're completely different universes with different heroes, different purposes, different ideologies, yada yada yada, no one cares. Would the Justice League and Avengers fight for control? Or unite against something even bigger? Would the X-Men and mutants be hunted even harder in a world where Superman exists? And of course, most importantly, who would be the number one superhero in this universe? Superman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Batman, Captain America? Drop your take in the comments below.